Hi, I'm John with BitSize Tech. Today we're going to go over alternative auth methods, specifically using GitHub or username and password, as well as how to SSH using Vault. Join me in the rest of the video. Thanks for joining me. So we're going to start out by actually hooking up Vault to GitHub as an authentication method. So to do that, first we're going to go ahead and log into our Vault server. You can also do this remotely if you use that Vault address export. Specifically, I'm SSHing in just to go through that. I've already done the login process, so we can verify Vault is unsealed by running Vault status again. We see all this information, so we're good to go. It is not sealed. All right, so we're going to start by enabling our auth method for GitHub. So it's going to be vault auth enable GitHub. Great. Next, we're going to actually tell it what organization to use. So auth/github/config. So this organization equals, and then mine is bit-sized tech. Great. And we also want to create a policy that it'll actually use. So you can use specifically policies for your teams and map those teams to those policies. We're going to do that. So we're going to start with creating we'll just say GitHub engineer and make that HCL. Great. And then I have this one, so we're just going to make them a standard admin. So we're going to say any engineer can be an admin with this policy. Oop, didn't need that yet. So copy paste, escape, right quit that file. We'll check that right. It did. Right. So the next thing we want to do is actually write that policy. So we'll say vault policy. Right. And we'll say GitHub eng, and then we'll tell it the file to use. So that's that HCL we just created. Great. That is now written. So we'll also want to, in my case, I already went ahead and set up a team to kind of map. So I want to tell Vault which team uses that policy. So we'll say GitHub/map/teams/ I named it dev. We'll use value equals GitHub-eng. I misspelled that, so I'm going to try that again. Give me a success. Interesting. So this is a part where we're going to actually need a access token. So we're going to generate one for this account. This will allow you to actually connect your organization. Now, there is a note in here. Vault does not use OAuth. So you're going to have to give it a personal access token. So whoever's token uses this has to have some sort of organizational read access that they can then give down to Vault. So this is tied to a user, not implicitly to like an application token. So that's just something to know. There's a big disclaimer in this. So if you're going to use it, you need to know that it's a security risk possibly. Don't give out this token. It goes to that user. Watch the permissions you give. All you should really need is read organization so it can verify that that user is on that team and that they have access. So that's all you really need to give it. So just be aware of that. Bunch of disclaimers on there. I'm still going to show you how to do it. So let's go through that. So you're going to go ahead and log into GitHub. Once here, you will go to settings. Once in settings, you will scroll down to developer settings. And then we want to create a personal access token. So we're going to generate a new one. And we'll say vault auth. And the only thing it really needs It's that read org, which I said. So we're going to give it that, and we're going to generate token. All right, so you're going to want to copy this token, keep it somewhere safe. I'm going to delete it as soon as this tutorial gets uploaded, so good luck. Now we've got that, so we're going to copy it, keep it in a secure place, and then we're going to log in with those credentials. So we're going to say vault login method equals GitHub. Wait. All right, I'm now logged in with this token, so I'm good to go. I have that policy, so we could say vault secrets list. So I don't have access to that. Interesting. KB. So no, it's working as designed. I haven't given myself any explicit permissions to any of those pathways, but we know we're on there. So if I wanted to say vault status, oh no, yep, that's working. Okay, so yeah, that's working. If you want to give anything implicit, you want to enable, disable auth methods. So we'll say vault enable, or we have to say auth enable user pass. Oh, that's already in use, so I'd say disable. Great, so you can see I have admin functionality for that. I just don't have access to those secrets. I would just need to update that policy to be explicit in those. So we know that works. Great. So I'm going to log back in as the root administrator. So you'll see a quick cut. All right, I'm logged back in. If you wanted to revoke, you would say vault token revoke dash mode path auth / GitHub. Great. So we've removed any token that was currently available for that login for GitHub. So we're also going to disable it now. So that's just a simple way how to enable and disable it. Great. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Just some caveats you got to know. You've got to use a personal access token to log in instead of OAuth. It's not going to pass any credentials. You'll just need to use that. So be aware of it. Keep it in a safe place. Now we're going to turn on user password, which if you want to use it, by all means, go ahead. So we'll say enable user pass, which we disabled earlier. So we want to create a new policy. Computer. Oh, lost connection there for a second. Let's try it again. Oh, derp. So we're going to create a new policy. Actually, we're just going to use the same one. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Vim. Great. So we've created that policy. We're just going to say vault right auth / user pass / we'll say bit sized. and we'll say password equals test password. Say, oh, you know what? I didn't import that policy I just created. So after creating the policy, well, after writing the policy, you have to import it. So we go back, do that real quick. Policy write the admins. HCL. Great. Now we'll do that command. Password equals test password. So policies equal admins. Unsupported path. Oh, I forgot to say users. So after you do that, you have to enter users. Apologies. Great. Alright, so that worked. So let's just attempt vault login dash method equals user pass. User name equals and let's say password equals test password. Oh, it's because I put the space, I think. Yep. It doesn't read it as a key value pair when you put the space in there. That was my bad. Great. Logged in. That works. So we know that works. We can log back into our root account. Again, you see a quick cut. Awesome. I would delete that user, which I give you in the tutorial, but I'm actually going to use them for the next step. Now we're going to show how you can actually set up Vault as a middleman to allow users to SSH into servers. So say Vault secrets, enable SSH. I forgot the S. Typo's killing me. So we're going to say, we're going to create a role for SSH using OTP. So we'll say vault write SSH slash roles slash OTP role key type equals OTP. Then we'll say default user for logging in. In this case, I'm going to use root. You shouldn't do that in production. I'm just doing this as a test. That server is going to be burned down, not like it'll get the password anyway. And we're going to tell it to listen on any port. Now we're going to write that policy. Great. That's literally all we need for it. Right click. And then we'll import that back in. Policy. Great. So now we're going to write that policy to that user. This should work. I should need to say that policies OTP. Great. So just added that policy, and now we're going to SSH into the server that we want to use. Great. So we're going to download the SSH helper. I'm going to copy paste the command I actually have, which is somewhere in here. So that goes to, I believe the latest version should be the one I grabbed. Great. So now we do sudo unzip vault. Yep. Actually, what I should have done is send it to the user local bin. Great, so that's now been sent to the user local bin. You can just put the -d on there. And we're going to chmod 755 that user local bin. Great. And we'll take over ownership just to make sure. It is, but I just want to double check. And then we want to make a directory. And we're going to do /etc/vault SSH helper.d, and then we're going to create a, yep, that's good, and then we're going to make a config file /etc/vault and then config.hcl, and then we will, wrong thing, copy all this over, paste it. So what this is saying is the vault address is the one listed here that's the port to. That's where the SSH mount is at, because you can change the path. And then any role should be able to SSH in. We could lock it down to that specific OTP policy. In this case, I'm just leaving it wide open, just so we get the test done. So we're going to right quit. And then now we need to edit the SSHD file. So sudo bin /etc/bin or pam. I don't know why I did. And then SSHD. And then we want to comment out. Oh no, I went to the bottom. I'm just gonna quit. I don't know what I did there. Try that again. We want this one. So we want to comment this out. And we want to say I've got this copy pasted somewhere, so let me grab it. I don't want to mess this up, so you can just copy paste. You want to enter that in. And then we want to insert that optional. If you're unfamiliar with the PAM stack, the way it works is there's required, requisite, optional, and I can't remember the fourth one, but there's 4. Required and requisite are similar. Required is this has to be there. Requisite is if this passes, it's great. If it doesn't, it's not fully required. If the other requireds pass, you're good. Optional is, you know, if it doesn't have anything, use this. Essentially a quick understanding of it. I can go into more detail in another video, but don't want to bog this one down. So we're gonna right quit. And now we're going to open our SSHD. Sudo bin /etc/ssh/sshd config. And then we need to I forgot what I need to change. Hold on a second. All right. So we need to change challenge response authentication. It was these 3 settings. I forgot. Use PAM. Password authorization. Password authentication is already set to no. Disable. Yes. I'm gonna say no. I mean, it's implicit when it's coming out that it's not, but we're going to change it. And then use PAM. Yes. Okay. So that should be everything. We'll right quit. I need to update the documentation. Forgot that line. And then we're going to restart sudo systemctl. Restart SSHD. Great. Now back here, we should be able to do vault login-method equals user pass, and we will say username equal bit sized. We'll say password equals test password. And we're going to set our token. So vault right SSH/creds/OTP role. And then we need to enter the IP address of that server, which I have honestly forgotten. There we go. Right, so this and then we need to copy the key, which is that guy right there. And then I should be able to say SSH root. Yeah. I have a certificate in play, so hold please. Okay, removed it. All right, now it's asking for the password. I'm copy pasting the key in. Too many authentication. What? It just worked, and now it doesn't. Well, broke the server. It was working. I copied, pasted the key in and it worked, and I guess me backing out of that session broke it. But it was working. If I hadn't had the cert in there, if I wasn't using root, that was probably a poor idea. But if you don't have that key authenticate or the private key, you know, your certificate as the auth, that would have worked. It worked 5 seconds before I re-rolled. So that's how you do it normally. That error message was just specifically for me. Yeah, because I went in and out so many times, it just showed as a bad auth. So I locked myself out. It's fine. That was just a cloud VM. So that is how you normally set it up. I'll update the documentation to reflect properly, but that is how you enable SSH OTP. Don't use the root account. That's dumb. I did it just for this demonstration, and you can see what happened. So just make a test account, honestly, which is what I should have done. You know, we set up GitHub, so you have to use a personal access token to be able to log in. It checks against the API with your access token to make sure you are a member of that org. So that's how that works. And then user pass, which is obviously normal. So those are the ones that we worked on this time. I've got some more content coming. I'm actually working on my Vault certification now. So hopefully I'll have that in the near future, but let me know if there's anything else you want to see done. Any questions you have, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one.